You've tried the lesser banishing ritual, maybe the middle pillar. You're drawing pentagrams in the air, vibrating divine names, but something feels off. You're not sure if it's working. You can't tell if you're doing it right, and honestly, you're just going through the motions. Here's what nobody tells you. Every single Golden Dawn ritual, the LBRP, the hexagram work, the Rose Cross, they all use the exact same sacred structure. 4 shapes, 4 directions, 1 circle of white light. And you standing at the center. This isn't just ceremony, this is sacred geometry. This is the operating system that makes everything else work. And if you don't understand this foundation, the why behind the circle, the reason for the 4 directions, the power of standing at the center, you're not doing magic, you're doing choreography. In the next 20 minutes, I'm going to show you the sacred circle that appears in every ritual you've ever seen. The geometry, the energetics, the mechanics. By the end, you won't just be performing rituals, you'll understand exactly how they work. Let's begin. The universe organizes itself into 4s, 4 seasons, 4 elements, 4 phases of the moon, 4 chambers of the heart. This isn't coincidence, it's cosmic architecture. And when you understand this, every ritual you perform becomes exponentially more powerful. East is where the sun rises, the place of beginnings, dawn, intellectual awakening. Element is air, the breath that animates life. Quality, new beginnings, mental clarity, communication with higher realms. Archangel, Raphael, healer, bringer of divine knowledge. When you place a sacred shape in the east, you are anchoring your ritual into the power of new beginnings and divine intellect. South is the place of noon, maximum light, maximum heat, maximum power. Element, fire, the flame that transforms and purifies. Quality, will, passion, transformation, spiritual combustion. Archangel Michael, warrior, protector, wielder of the flaming sword. The South gives your ritual its force, the willpower to manifest change. West is where the sun sets, the place of endings, twilight, the threshold between worlds. Element, water, the depths of emotion and intuition. Quality, feeling, psychic perception, dissolution of boundaries. Archangel Gabriel, messenger, revealer of mysteries. The West connects you to your emotional body and intuitive knowing, the feeling that tells you the ritual is working. North is midnight, the place of deepest darkness and deepest manifestation. Element, earth, the soil that grounds and stabilizes. Quality, physical manifestation, material reality, embodiment. Archangel Uriel, light of God, keeper of the mysteries of the earth. The north is where your ritual becomes real, where spiritual energy crystallizes into physical results. When you place a sacred shape at each cardinal point, you're not decorating space, you're anchoring your ritual into the fundamental structure of reality itself. You're saying to the universe, I'm working with your architecture, not against it. Before we go deeper into the circle itself, I ask you to do something. If this teaching is resonating, if you're finally understanding the why behind the 4 directions, subscribe to MageSpace right now. We're building a community of practitioners who don't just perform rituals blindly, they understand the sacred mechanics. Hit subscribe, then let's continue into the power of the circle. Now here's where it gets powerful. Those 4 shapes at the cardinal points, they're just anchors. The real magic happens when you connect them with a circle of white light. The circle has no beginning and no end. It's the symbol of eternity, infinity, the divine itself. In sacred geometry, the circle represents perfection, all points equidistant from the center. Perfect balance, perfect harmony. Every ancient culture knew this. Stonehenge, medicine wheels, mandalas, the zodiac, all circles. The circle marks the difference between profane space out there and sacred space in here. Outside the circle, ordinary reality, mundane consciousness, scattered energy. Inside the circle, sacred reality, heightened consciousness, focused power. When you draw that circle, you're literally saying, everything inside of this boundary operates under different rules. Think of the circle like a lens focusing sunlight. Scattered light does nothing. Focused light starts fires. The circle contains and concentrates your ritual energy. It doesn't let it dissipate into the environment. Every vibration, every visualization, every intention you generate stays inside the circle, building, amplifying, intensifying. This is why you feel the energy build during a ritual. The circle is literally trapping and concentrating it. The circle establishes clear, energetic boundaries. Nothing enters without your permission. It's not about fear or paranoia. It's about sovereignty. You control what energies interact with your working. The white light specifically acts as a filter. Only energies compatible with divine consciousness can pass through. Pause for just a second. If this framework just shifted something in your practice, if you're seeing the circle in a completely new way, do me a favor, hit the like button right now. Not for the algorithm, do it as a signal to yourself that you're committing to this deeper understanding. That small action anchors the teaching into your consciousness. Like it now, then we'll move into why you, standing at the center, changes everything. White light represents Kether energy, the crown, the highest point on the tree of life. Kether is pure, undifferentiated divine consciousness before it descends into form. When you use white light for your circle, you're drawing down the highest possible frequency. It's like building your temple walls out of pure divine essence. Nothing impure can penetrate it. Without the circle, you're just making shapes in random space, like drawing on a sidewalk. With the circle, you've created a temple, a battery, a sacred container where transformation becomes possible. This is the difference between going through the motions and actually doing magic. Now here's the part that changes everything. You're not just standing in the middle of the circle. You're not just an observer. You are the middle. You are the Axis Mundi, the world axis, the pillar connecting heaven and earth. Directly above your head, extending infinitely upward. Kether, the crown, the source of all existence. This is pure, infinite, divine consciousness, the one before it becomes the many. Every ritual begins by acknowledging this connection. Ate, thou art. You're not separate from this divine source. You're a direct extension of it. Directly below your feet, extending infinitely downward, Malkut, the kingdom, manifest physical reality. This is where spiritual energy becomes matter, where ideas become form. This is earth, body, physical manifestation, the end point of divine descent. Your ritual ends by grounding here, Malkut, the kingdom. Here's where I'd love your experience. Drop a comment right now and tell me, when performing rituals, which direction do you feel most naturally drawn to? East in the rising sun, south in the fire of transformation, west in the depths of intuition, or north in the grounding earth? Your answer reveals your magical temperament. Comment below, I read every single one, and I'll tell you what your elemental affinity means for how you should construct your practice. You standing at the center, you are the middle pillar, the lightning flash connecting these two poles. Divine energy descends through your crown, down your spine, into the earth. Earth energy rises through your feet, up your spine, toward the heavens. You are the meeting point, the transformer, the bridge between worlds. This is, as above, so below, made literal. You embody both poles simultaneously. Around you, east, south, west, north, the four elements, the manifest universe, the material plane. This is the cross of matter, the four arms extending outward. This represents your engagement with physical reality, with the elements, with the world of form. Through you, the pillar of spirit, the lightning bolt of divine consciousness, this represents your connection to transcendent reality, to source, to the divine. And you, standing at the precise center where all 6 directions meet, you are the 5th element, spirit, quintessence, the animating force. 4 elements around you, horizontal, plus spirit within you, vertical, equals complete universe. You're not just in the sacred space, you are the sacred space. This is why the Hermetic axiom says, as above, so below, because you contain both. The entire universe exists within your ritual circle. The entire universe exists within your body. When you perform ritual from the center, you're not manipulating external forces, you're rearranging the universe that exists within you. And because you are the microcosm of the macrocosm, when you change your internal universe, the external universe must respond. This is why you can't just phone in your position at the center. You're not a bystander. You're not an audience member watching the ritual happen. You are the ritual. You are the axis. You are the transformer. You are the point where divine consciousness meets physical reality. When you understand this, when you feel this, every gesture you make, every word you speak, every visualization you hold carries the full weight of cosmic authority, because you're not asking the universe for permission. You're standing at the center of the universe, and you're declaring how reality will be. We've journeyed through the complete sacred structure today, the 4 directions anchoring you into cosmic architecture, the circle of white light amplifying your power, and you as the Axis Mundi where heaven and earth meet. If you've made it this far, you're not a casual viewer. You're a serious practitioner ready to move beyond choreography into true understanding. So before we seal this teaching, I encourage you to do 3 things. First, if you haven't subscribed to MageSpace yet, do it now. We're building a community of magicians who understand the why behind the rituals, not just the how. Hit subscribe. Second, smash that like button if this framework just transformed your practice. That small action tells YouTube to share this with other practitioners who are trying to grow. Third, share this video with one person in your magical community who's been struggling with their LBRP or feeling disconnected from their ritual work. They will benefit from this foundation. Knowledge is meant to circulate. Now let's embody this teaching together. Stand up right now. Yes, physically stand. Find a space where you can extend your arms. This will take 30 seconds and it will anchor everything we've just covered into your body. Turn to your south. Feel the noon fire, the flame of transformation, Mikael's sword blazing before you. Turn to your west. Feel the setting sun, the depths of intuition, Gabrielle whispering mysteries. Turn to your north. Feel the midnight earth, the power of manifestation, Uriel grounding you into matter. Now face forward, close your eyes, feel the brilliant white light of Kether descending through your crown, down your spine. Feel the earth energy of Malkut rising through your feet, up your spine. Meeting in your heart center, you are the axis, you are the transformer. You are the bridge between worlds. Open your eyes. You just performed the foundational structure of every Golden Dawn ritual. Not in theory, in your body. This is how it feels when you understand the sacred geometry. You're ready now. The next time you perform the Lesser Banishing ritual, or any ritual, you won't be drawing random shapes in empty air. You'll be anchoring yourself into the 4 directions of cosmic architecture. You'll be encircling yourself with divine white light. You'll be standing as the Axis Mundi, the pillar connecting heaven and earth. You won't be doing choreography, you'll be doing magic. This is MageSpace, where ancient wisdom meets practical application. Go practice, and I'll see you in the next transmission.